Greetings. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be with you on this holy day, a really special day at the outset of Ramadan. We share between our twin traditions the custom of a period of fasting. In the Christian tradition, it's known as Lent, and we've just completed the Lent journey, which concludes in the festival of Easter. Lent is a period of 40 days of sacrifice, of withdrawal, and it remembers the events described in the ancient Hebrew scriptures and in the Christian Gospels. In the Hebrew scriptures, we are told about the time in which the people of Israel escaped from slavery in Egypt and wandered in the desert for 40 years with under the leadership of Moses, the blessed prophet of Israel. And that 40-year period resurfaces in the Gospels as the 40 days in the wilderness that Jesus undertook before he began his public ministry. So this period in Judaism and in Christianity of 40 days is a significant period, and it's a period of fasting. This process of fasting is one in which we are called to consider what it is that is essential to us. And ultimately, I believe that calls us to consider what is really sacred, what is the truth of the divine in our lives, what is the sacred. Sacred means set apart, separate. And so this idea of a time of withdrawal or separation from the world in fasting has come to be represented in religious terms in this 40-day period. But I want to suggest that there is something else that's possibly being really hinted at in this time of sacrifice, in this time of fasting. And it's not about withdrawal at all. It's actually about immersion. It's a time of coming really fully into engagement with the sacred. It's coming really fully into engagement with the shared reality of what it is to be human, what it is to suffer. This isn't a withdrawal at all. This is a complete reversal of withdrawal. It's a binding together. And this is what I'm wondering if we could consider at the outset of your Ramadan fast. That far from being isolation in Corona time, in COVID-19 time, far from being separation, we are actually becoming integrated in ways that we could never have imagined were going to be possible. As we see friends or strangers distantly on the street, we know that we're all engaged in the same process at the moment. We're all going through the same considerations, the same worries, the same concerns, the same over-eagerness to follow every news report, the same concern as to whether this is some conspiracy or other, the same shared fantastic and sometimes fabulous ideas that come to us. These are all happening at the same time, and far from being isolated from one another, we're coming into a kind of closeness that we could never have imagined before this COVID-19 shutdown. And so I'm having just experienced Lent in this time of isolation and COVID shutdown. I just invite you to consider if that's also something that can be true in Ramadan too. That our shared time of isolation, our shared time of self-sacrifice is a coming together, a coming into closeness, into fellowship with one another, as we equally experience these same realizations of hunger, of need, of anger, of the emotions that may come up through this period, intensified by coronavirus and its own isolations. I just wonder if this is a time of coming together as a community, coming together in culture together, but also coming together with the sacred, coming together with the holy. And that's the reflection that I'd most like to offer to you, in a spirit of brotherhood, a spirit of fellowship, and a spirit of sharing our mutual yearning to be together once again in a shared place of worship. I'm going to close with just some words of poetry that are written by the poet Alberto Rios. Who has need, I stand with you. In this hour, let us grant to each other the grace that is ours to give. In each other, let us see ourselves, and ourselves again, that all the times we've looked at our faces should have added up, each face our own, but a reminder as well that we are more than ourselves, that our eyes can see as if into a mirror, as far as and beyond what we understand. Looking into a mirror, into a window pane, into the water of a lake, a photograph. We're here, yes, but we're over there as well. In that moment, all things are more possible. In this hour of ourselves, you and I, let us speak evenly and make plain the hope that all this time has held us, the hope. Let us extend ourselves beyond ourselves into the mirror, ourselves bigger and farther. 10,000 of us to choose from suddenly in that mirror. Us needing only one, so that things seem again so simple. Amen. That poem is called Who Has Need, I Stand With You, and it's by Alberto Rios. I'd like to offer you every blessing for this holy time of Ramadan and share with you one of the most ancient blessings of the Judeo-Christian tradition. May God bless you and hold you. May the face of God shine upon you. God's countenance turn to you and give you peace. 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 Amen.